decision won't be available through the Lafayette Public Library, but I'm very encouraged by my colleagues at UL who have scrambled to put together a grant application in record time within 2 days to get this opportunity moved over.
Rejected by the Lafayette Public Library Board of Control, a UL professor is now planning to give a talk on the history of voting rights. The Board of Control for the Lafayette Library rejected the grant from the Louisiana Endowment for the Humanities. Some members there reportedly calling the speakers extremely far left.
One of those speakers, a Black history professor at UL, he says there's nothing partisan about the topic. 3's on the Street tonight. Iman Boyd has more on the controversy and what's next. Iman.
Dr. Theodore Foster still plans to host his talk, but it will be available at UL for the general public. Now, Lafayette is the only parish out of 10 that did reject this grant. And those that I spoke with, it's more than just a fight for neutrality.
What should be a public dialogue, people can disagree, but we should be able to read books that we disagree with and bring principled, facts to that discussion, which is what the facilitation was supposed to be about.
UL professor Dr. Theodore Foster says the rejection of the LEH grant did not come as a surprise. Since the controversy, the board president Douglas Palumbo reached out to the professor about still hosting the discussion.
They still extended an invitation for me to come, but only under the pretext that there be informal debate afterwards in which a scholar of opposing views would be given space to debate, and in many ways that feels inappropriate.
Dr. Foster turned the invitation down.
The other side of the story is Jim Crow laws and the KKK, and you can't run and you can't hide from that.
State Senator Gerald Boudreaux says he was disappointed about the board's decision. Boudreaux believes it isn't necessary to bring politics into a topic that concerns educating the community about historical events.
This library system is respected as one of the top in the state. And for us, number one, to refuse or to reject, to have a conversation, to have a discussion. And for us now to start talking about left and right, there's no left and right when we're dealing with people in 2021.
I did reach out to each of the board members who did reject this grant, asking why they rejected it, as well as suggestions that they had for speakers, but I never heard back. Now, Dr. Foster does plan to have his talk at UL and will confirm a date by next week. In Lafayette, Iman Boyd, KATC TV3.